So we felt the need to do this video. We always do evergreen, but we figured, is it the right time to buy? Is it the right time to sell? We'll cover that. Hey guys, here we are once again. I'm Nicholas Shrouder.
Justin Shrouder.
We are the Shrouder Brothers, Berkshire Hathaway Results Realty. Today we're going to cover the question, is it the right time to buy? Is it the right time to sell? I don't know how Justin's going to answer. He doesn't know what my thoughts are on this either. But I believe that there are 4 yeses there, and there are also 4 nos there. I think every situation is different, but I'll let Justin, let's first talk about buyers. Why do you think it's the wrong time to buy? Let's start there.
I don't really feel like it is the wrong time. Rates are at historic lows. For every condition that we have, there's the same. If you've got twice as many houses, you have twice as many buyers. If you have half the houses, you have half the buyers. So right now, as far as buying, there's a lot of people that are scared to go out and buy. So, use that as your advantage. You take that to your, advantage is being the buyer. Same thing with the selling portion of it. There's a lot of people that are scared to go on the market, so inventory's low. There's an advantage and disadvantage to both sides. I think it's just kind of business as usual, other than the fact that where rates are just crazy low. It's historic.
What do you say to the people that are wanting to buy, ready to buy, able to buy, but they see or are forecasting a market slowdown, not necessarily an 08, or maybe they are expecting an 08 and they think if they buy a home right now, because our values are definitely up. If they buy now, then they're going to be in the same situation as someone who bought, at the height of the market last time, and then pretty much didn't really have a way out of that home if they wanted out. What do you say to those people?
Are you buying for investment, or are you buying because you need a place to live? What's the difference? You're throwing money away on rent that's not going anywhere. What's different? At least you apply it towards mortgage, you get tax deduction. All those closing costs are tax deductions. So obviously nobody can predict it. That's why they say homes are an investment. There's definitely some areas that are going to be hit a little bit harder with the pandemic that we have going on now. So you're going to win, you're going to lose. If you don't plan on moving in the next couple of years, you're going to win either way, in my opinion.
No, I agree with that statement because, it's like you said, even if property values dip down, it's not like you're buying now and selling next year. Unless there's some unforeseen circumstance, like you have to. But in most cases, when you're in a home for, what's the average now? Is it like somewhere between 7 and 9 years people in a home?
Yeah, I believe it's 7. I think part of that, people got very clouded and jaded whenever they see rapid appreciation like we saw in the early 2000s. And then, we've seen again here as of the last 5 years when everything dipped down and then it came back. That's not normal that you double your property value in 5 to 7 years. So if, the old saying, slow and steady wins the race, I think that's what type of appreciation we're going to get back to. Now that values have come back, especially in our area. Florida was undervalued for a very long time. As far as, affordable property taxes, no state income tax, so it was undervalued. That's a large part of where the rapid appreciation did come from. But I think you're going to get back, like you said, you're slow and steady, and over time, I don't think you lose.
I know I said this in a video a while back. I don't know where it was posted, but the fact that for investors that are looking to buy, if the numbers work now, numbers will always work, because the goal when you buy a property is to cash flow. And if the market does take a turn and people do lose the homes that they own, they still have to live somewhere. So being in charge of rentals, owning rentals at that point in time, they become that much more of an asset. So in Florida, they're always we always seem to have a shortage on rentals for long
They
term.
do. And the other part that people have to take into consideration with the rental is, you know, rental is they're called investment properties. With an investment, you have to invest money. You don't go and get 90 or 95% financing, which I mean, 95% isn't available anymore, but you don't put the minimum amount down and expect crazy returns. It's called an investment. So you put a fair amount down, make the numbers favorable so that they do cash flow, and then you won't ever be in a bind in that situation where you pay cash for it. I know it's, obviously that's not something that anybody or just anybody can go out and do. But if you want the maximum amount of cash flow and be prepared for repairs and damages and stuff like we're going through right now, and people maybe can't pay rent. If you don't have a mortgage, you can work with that, and you don't lose a good tenant because they got furloughed or they got laid off because of something that was completely out of their control.
So I was thinking about this right before we started this video, talking about why one of the positives to buying right now, and it's not necessarily my favorite person to work with, but new home builders. Say the market takes a turn. What do new builders do? They just stop building. They don't necessarily sell their products cheaper because now they're hurting themselves. So for those people that are looking into new construction, I almost think that there's actually a benefit to buying now because, again, the builders aren't going to drop their price, but they know that the buyer pool has thinned a little bit. So you don't negotiate a ton with builders, but I think you can probably get a little more now than you were able to get before. Your thoughts? Do we kind of agree, or I guess?
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. And then where you really make some headway with the builder right now is after going through the 2008 2009 crisis, most builders got away from building inventory homes, but every builder has inventory homes because as they build, they go to break ground. It's going to take 6 months to build a house. Somebody can lose a job who, had already planned to purchase that house, or something in their credit profile may change that doesn't allow them to purchase the house. So now the builder all of a sudden has an inventory house. That's where you get deals. If you can suck it up and realize that you might not have the paint color you want, or you may not have that one little extra feature that the builder was going to charge extra for, you can go in and get a brand new house that nobody's ever lived in, close a lot of times less than 30 days. And you know what, if it's that one feature that, whether it's paint color or, carpet or tile or whatever it may be, you can change that over time and still get your new house at a better deal.
This is why we work together. I didn't even think about that because you are going to see people that had these homes under contract, thinking they were in a good position. And for some reason or other, like you said, they got furloughed or laid off or whatever. Now they can't qualify for that new home that was being built. And it's, a month away from being done, or maybe just.
Or possibly that everybody on the planet told them, don't buy any car. Don't change your credit profile. And for whatever reason, they did, and it killed the deal.
Yeah. Well, that's true. All right. Well, I think we covered buyers, like the reason to, and the reason you didn't really say was much of a reason not to. But I mean, I think there's certain people in certain situations. Like, I think that goes is not just because of right now, but it's because of always. If say you have 5% to put down, but if you're good at saving, obviously maybe it's not the right time to buy. If you are good at saving, you get to that 20% because now you're going to save your PMI, and now you can get a better home. So I think for those kind of people, maybe it isn't the right time. Maybe you do wait, another year or whatever. But I don't kind of agree with you. The situation of right now doesn't necessarily or shouldn't really stop somebody from buying.
We said you're going to have people that are scared to buy, and you're going to have people that are scared to sell. So I think in the long run, your buyer and seller will really balance out, and not much
really. We kind of touched on it, but sellers, why is it the wrong time? If the seller's sitting there, same situation as the buyer, if they think the market's gonna, if they think the market's gonna tank, then they would want to sell now. Obviously, be in the mindset of getting the most out of their home when they can get it. Obviously, everybody's goal and everything is to time the market. So
I think right now the situations that you don't sell in, uh, anything that is going to require jumbo financing because it's pretty much not available.
above what is that? Do you know?
Uh, 417 is conforming. So anything, I would say anything really north
Yeah.
of, 500,000, I'd probably let it simmer, let the market simmer down and see what secondary mortgage markets are going to do. Like I said, jumbo loans are hard to come by right now. If anybody's doing them, all that stuff's changing day by day. But I would definitely hold out on that. And the other thing is you just have to be really careful with your buyers, which they don't have to disclose any financial information or anything like that with you. But anything that's below a 640 credit score right now, it's real tricky because it's hit and miss on whether the lender may be doing it today, maybe they're not tomorrow. You hate to tie your property up on something that ultimately doesn't work out. It's unfortunate buyers in that box because they're really the ones that are getting burnt. There's been some deals that we've heard of over the last month that people got to the closing table and the lenders / investors pulled the money. It's like I said, it's unfortunate, but they can't get caught. The lender can't sit on that loan either. So if they can't sell it, they're not going to make it. Some lenders ended up following through with those deals and closing them, and they're probably on them right now, which is tying up their ability to make more loans. But yeah, anything really in that 640 or below credit range, 640 and above, you should be okay. But like I said, I mean, it's changing day to day. You just got to really vet your buyers.
And then you have your sellers that are worried about listing right now and showing the home because of coronavirus issues. But there's every single day that people are coming out with another way for you to be able to essentially look at, purchase, have everything on the entire thing done, even sign for your closing without even seeing another person, between the 3D tours and the digital signings. And even mortgage company even lenders now are allowing for drive-by appraisals. I mean, so
FHA, VA, all drive-bys right now. Yeah.
So much touchless stuff out there. I know a lot of properties that we've shown recently. You walk in the door, and to the right or to the left, there's a little table with hand sanitizer and gloves and masks and whatever. So a lot of your sellers are providing that stuff just as an extra precaution if the real estate agent isn't offering those to their people, or if maybe the people already have them on their own. But yeah, so
yeah, and that's something that we've run into as well. Leave all the lights on, leave the doors open before you leave. Give people the ability to view the house without having to really touch anything. And us as realtors, we can ask all day long. Some people are taking this very serious. Other people are not taking it serious at all. So you hope that everybody has that. You put that faith in everybody that they do what you request. But if it's one of those scenarios where you're really, really concerned about that, I would say either take the property off the market to on it for right now, or just not list, because like I said, we can ask. It's kind of hard to require, unless you stand there as a security guard at the front door. But at the same time, it's not really conducive either to showing the house. You got to pick which side you're on whenever it comes to that, and if you're not comfortable, just don't do it yet. Wait.
But to summarize this, pretty much, the kind of topic was reasons to or not to buy or sell. We pretty much said that the good outweigh the bad on this for many, many reasons. Obviously, your pool of buyers and your inventory of homes are both down right now. So that buyers are a commodity, and listings are a commodity. So
balance.
So, well, yeah. So I guess that covers it. Like I said, we try and do the evergreen material, but sometimes the hot topic's got to be covered. So that's
Real talk.
right. That's what it is. So, guys, we appreciate it. You can check out the website for information, for the blog, for sellers guides, buyers guides, properties on the market, links to all the social. We've got podcasts now too, because Justin doesn't always like being on camera, so we just make him just a voice. But liveflowlife.com. And we are still working, because luckily we are considered #essential. So we're here for you. If you have any questions, reach out to us. Justin, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
See it. You're looking at it right now. These walls.
Yeah, I know. I understand. So, all right. Cool. See ya.
See ya.